Get ready for live sports talk from the Southeast Sports Network. Here's your host, Gabriel Schrei.
Hi, everyone. Welcome into Southeast Sports Network Sports Talk. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Thanks for being with us. And this is Around the Appalachian. We're going to get started with Reinhardt University Athletics. They have won the AAC Deward Walker All-Sports Trophy. An exciting finish again to the spring season for the Eagles. The second consecutive year and the third time in school history they have won the Deward Walker. An exciting moment for Jeff Portier, the athletic director, and all of the Eagles athletics programs. Their strong performance in the spring season was crucial, securing 5 regular season championships in volleyball, lacrosse, both sides actually, baseball, softball. This pushed their total points in the conference to 421, which surpassed Milligan with their impressive 405.17. The Eagles also claimed titles in football, lacrosse, just a really good year. Softball tournament championship, culminating in 10 league titles this year. So congratulations to Reinhardt University and their athletic programs on that outstanding achievement. We're going to have a little more Reinhardt coming up. We're going to talk to the head coach of the Reinhardt University Eagles, Jonathan Burton, about his trip to the World Series. He'll be here with us on SESN Sports Talk, so get ready to have a chat with Jonathan Burton. And congratulations to Reinhardt University Athletics on all their success this year, playing football, basketball, you name it. Just seemed like they could do no wrong. For now, we're going to take a look really close by to the Eagles, just over the state line in southeast Tennessee at the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. A thrilling game for a trip to the NAIA Baseball World Series. Tennessee Wesleyan clinched a dramatic win to make their trip. They won the Kingsport bracket of the Baseball National Championship opening round and faced the challenge of needing to be beaten twice by their opponent in the championship game, but the third-seeded Columbia College Cougars couldn't do it. They emerged as the challenger after winning the final game of the losers bracket, and they did strike first in the championship game, taking the lead in the first inning. Tennessee Wesleyan responded in the third inning. Dante Leach kicked off the inning with a double, followed by Braxton Turner getting on base after being hit by a pitch. Jack Stevens singled, bringing Leach home and tying the game. Turner scored on a Marco Martinez single, and further hits loaded the bases, leading to a 4-2 lead by the end of that third inning. However, the Cougars of Columbia fought back. They scored 6 runs to take an 8-4 lead by the 7th inning. The Bulldogs, determined to avoid that second game, rallied in the bottom of the 8th. Key hits from Webster, Newman, Stewart, and a crucial double from Carson Ford narrowed the gap to 8-7. In the bottom of the 9th, with 2 outs and trailing by 1, Webster hit a single, followed by Newman's walk. Stewart then singled, tying the game as Webster scored and Newman advanced to third. In a dramatic finish, Leach hit a grounder that led to an off-target throw, allowing Newman to score the walk-off run, sealing a 9-8 comeback victory for the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. That win, it marks their 40th of the season, and it propels Tennessee Wesleyan to the NAIA World Series, where they're going to be this week in Lewiston, Idaho, and competing for the 7th time and first since 2022. They're set to face the number 3 Cumberlands on Friday. It's going to be really interesting. We'll see how the Bulldogs do against them. And Reinhardt Eagles, we're going to talk about their opponent a little bit after the break when we meet up with head coach of Reinhardt University, Jonathan Burton. But before we do, I leave you with a little bit of Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldog highlights, including that dramatic walk-off play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Southeast Sports Network talk and Around the Appalachian.
That's a ground ball towards second. Diving stop made by Fleckenstein over there. The throw pulls the runner, the first baseman, off the bag. The run scores, and Tennessee Wesleyan is going to Idaho. Columbia College vehemently arguing that the first baseman held on to the bag. Almost so that I think an umpire got pushed over there. But Tennessee Wesleyan rallies from an 8-4 deficit with 3 in the 8th.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back. Here with Reinhardt Eagles head baseball coach Jonathan Burton, and we're talking World Series. Coach, you made it all the way, and it's another big milestone, the second time in program history. How does it feel?
Feels great. I mean, doesn't matter if it's first, second, third, they all feel good. And this is something we've all talked about, and we worked hard. Man, we've worked hard for this. These guys have been around for some of them 3, some of them 4 years. And, you know, even the new people in this year to kind of help us get over the hump. But this is well deserving for this group.
I could feel the energy for sure. And it was an incredible moment to see the guys storm the field and dogpile. And you can see in the highlights there, we're going to see another one from the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. What were your initial thoughts and emotions against Kaiser? The team storms the field in celebration. I can't even find you in the clip because it's so chaotic. What were you thinking in that moment? Where were you?
Well, obviously with our coaches and, you know, obviously hugging those guys and, you know, let the players kind of have their moment and coaches get to have theirs and then we could all come together at the end. But, you know, the players obviously make this happen and, and it's not always easy to go through the work that you got to go through in the fall and the spring and the ups and downs of a season, the hard fall practices, the early mornings, the late nights, you know, the sacrifices that you got to make in order to be in this position. It's not always, you know, rewarding, but when you commit to something and you fully believe in this and you commit yourself to it, then these type of things can happen. And, you know, thankfully for us, we don't just have hard workers. We've got a lot of talented players as well.
I could feel the energy and belief throughout the year. You've got a core of guys who just knew they were destined to make it back there. And, you know, as the win column grew, I think everybody really started to feel the energy picking up. Speaking of that energy, talking about strategy, you go into Kaiser, you have to play them a second time in the host site tournament. What were your feelings and thoughts, and how did you adapt your strategy as the game progressed throughout that 9-inning stretch?
You know, we got into that game, and I remember talking to our assistant coaches before that, you know, I felt like, you know, on the mound, we're going to need to try a lot of different looks. And then if we can get it to Brett, you know, with 6 outs to go, that's where we want to be. And, you know, Herb was actually available to come in if we needed to, but you really don't want him to come in that game, and you want him to be fresh if they do force and if necessary. But, you know, strategically for us was, you know, there's no secret to, you know, we've been a little short on the mound at times this year, and, you know, but where we haven't been short is offensive. And we've been able to swing the bats with anybody in the country. And we feel like that, you know, getting into this next tournament, if we're going to make a run, we're going to have to swing the bats like we've been the last, you know, 3.5 to 4 weeks. But, you know, from the pitching side, we just had to be, you know, strategic in how we put guys in the mound, make sure we had clean innings and, you know, give guys a great opportunity to have success. And to Kaiser's credit, they made us work for it. And they got a good baseball team down there. But, you know, we also hit 2 pretty good arms that gave us a chance to win this thing. And, you know, there's nothing easy about it. I don't care if you're playing at home or playing on the road. When you win an open round, you've got to work for it.
I feel like you touched on all the things that made you successful this season, so I don't want to make you go back and say all those things again. But, you know, the bats were working all year long. Your pitching staff, you always had a guy who was ready to go and make it happen. What were the key factors, though? Is there anything other than those things in microcosm over the course of the season that helped you win 40 and get into the World Series?
You know, I don't know if there was any one particular thing that really helped. I think it was just people understanding what their role was, like guys that came off the bench, guys that started, guys that came in the 7th inning, guys that came in pinch run situations and pinch hit situations. Like, you've got to have a group of people that are okay with not playing. And when you have a deep team, you're going to have a lot of good players on your bench. And we probably have guys on our bench that could probably play for a lot of other baseball teams. But when you have a team that has that much talent, at some point you're going to get your opportunity. And we had guys step up when they got their moments this year, even though it wasn't a lot of them. When they got their chances, they helped the team win and be successful. And we feel like 41, honestly, we feel like should have been in the 50s. We feel like there's a handful of games that we let get away from us. And but it's all kind of water under the bridge. We're where we wanted to be, and now we have a shot to go win this thing.
I can feel it, and I think that your guys are feeling it, obviously. So as you look at the World Series, long trip out there, I saw you stopped at Gonzaga and got some practice in. You guys are now in town. Talk to me about what you're focused on as a coach from the dugout on prepping the team to be successful.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I've had a chance now to be the head coach of two teams to come out here, and I hope that they can rely on that little bit of familiarity from their head coach, that hey, this guy's he's had a chance to see it, and even though we're new to this, let's lean on him a little bit, and then let's just go play. Like, it's still 60 feet 6 inches, it's still 90 feet from home to first, and the dimensions may be a little different than what we've played on, but we've played on these type of fields all year. And then obviously the fan base, there's going to be more people here, but it's still a game. You still got to bunt, you still got to run, you still got to hit, you got those strikes, you got to play defense. And I feel like if you start making this like World Series, and that's all you say is World Series, you're adding pressure to your team. We need to go out and know that we're one of the best teams in the country, and we need to go out and play like it. And these guys have done that. I have no doubt in my mind that when Friday gets here, they're going to put their best foot forward.
Glad to hear it. I can tell you're feeling it too. I know you just said we got to not make this, it's the World Series, but it's a pretty significant achievement, right? And Reinhardt and the Eagles are feeling really good about it. Can you tell me about some of the support you've received from both the university community and the Waleska and North Georgia community?
Man, it's been, there's things I didn't expect to see. Our open round championship game, I mean, it was standing room only. There was such a buzz when Bernie hit that 3-run homer. We battle back, and he hits that 3-run homer, and I had a tear come out of my eye. I knew that was the moment that did it. And for a guy that has been here for 4 years, who's been a part of this, to build it to where it is now, and then to see Jacob Prophet get the last out, it's just kind of a storybook ending for us to be able to go to our first World Series. But we had alumni on the field, we had donors on the field, we had so much. Our administration, our AD, I feel like Jeff's the best in the country, and I think it shows with how well we're doing in our league. And he's not just a boss, but Jeff's a friend, and I think that speaks a lot about how much he supports us as a program and me as a head coach. And we're really blessed here at Reinhardt. There's a lot of good things that we can talk about, a lot of good things going.
Well, he just won the Dewar. The whole athletic department just won the team of the year for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Talk to me about that. Does that mean something significant to the baseball team to be part of pushing the team over the top as far as points go?
Absolutely. I mean, we've never won this league before, and and Jeff always every week he was good at reminding me about it. Like, man, we need this conference. I said, Jeff, we got it. I know we got it. So it's good to be a part of it, because I felt like for 3 years in a row when we finished second, we're not really contributing. We're just kind of staying stuck in the mud, and to kind of help our whole department get over the hump a little bit and win the men's side, and then obviously win the whole trophy for the second year in a row was, just outstanding for us. But, all the coaches here, I mean, Roy and women's lacrosse and our softball program, and the spring sports have just been tremendous this year. And it's been a lot of fun with men's lacrosse as well. So it's just, I'm going to leave somebody out if I talk about it, but it's been a true team effort.
I'm sure he's tired of the plugs on the broadcast by now. That's my way of giving him a hard time. We were at the conference softball, baseball tournaments, and I'm up in the press box. He's a lot easier to spot than most ADs and coaches. They're like, oh, get Jeff on camera. Get Jeff on camera.
That's right.
Just to wrap up, Coach, what message would you send to Reinhardt Eagles fans and supporters as you head into this World Series?
Well, I think the most important thing that I want to stress is that this has been a process. This has been a lot of work. And this is something that, I remember taking the job in the summer of 2018 and, kind of getting a feel for where we were and where we needed to address some things. And, I felt like we've had a World Series team a couple years that we just have fallen short. And we've also had injuries at the wrong time. Last year, this team was starting to play its best, and we lost Andrew Herbert right before we got to the midway point of the season. That changed everything. We had another injury to Pablo Barquero the year before, who was an 11-game winner for us. That was our number one. That changed everything. So we have had the players for the last 3 years, but the one thing that we haven't really had until now is the continuity. Like, you've got good players that are really together. And when you have that, that's special. And the message probably that I want to get across to everybody is that, this isn't something that we want to just be happy to be at. We feel like we could win it. And I'm sure 9 other teams feel that way too. But when you play the schedule that we've played and you perform the way that we performed, we feel like it gives us a chance. Now we've got to go out and do it. And we haven't won a World Series game as a program yet. So that's a goal. And we just want everybody to know that we appreciate all the support. There's been a lot of people in Canton that have sent nice emails and letters and, stopped you at lunch. And so people know about it. And we feel like we're starting to build something special here.
I think I'm feeling it. And I think that win is coming. We got 2 Appalachian Athletic Conference teams. I'm rooting for you, Coach, as you know, and the Eagles and the Bulldogs, and best of luck from everybody at SCSN.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. And the coverage we've had, this is what we need. If you want to enhance your program, you need this kind of coverage. And I appreciate you and Lorenzo and all that you guys have done this year. And this is going to help us get to the next step and the next phase of our program too. And this isn't just a Coach Burton or a baseball program. This is a true team effort, and we appreciate everything you guys have done as well.
We'll be back in force. Best of luck, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us around the Appalachian. We'll be back with more SCSN Sports Talk soon. Thank you for tuning in.